like they just start at their desk, and then the next stem they have like a backdrop, and then.
Well, I mean,
they also have an opening catchphrase like "Top of the morning to you, lads! It's me, Jacksepticeye."
They also have a name.
We don't have a name. We don't have any good content. Two things are lacking.
I think only one of those is going to change.
Well, we could talk about
the only upgrade.
Games Workshop.
The only upgrade this place is getting
sued.
is we're moving out of the closet. Hopefully.
Where are you guys going?
Or anywhere out of the... It's either that or I'll just take over this closet.
I think I've been in this podcast long enough. I'm pulling a Liam. I think I can do my own stuff now.
I will have no shitting on
I played
Liam,
Cards Against Humanity for the first time last night. And it was a fucking waste of time.
I don't see that as your game.
Because...
Even though I like it,
the worst part of it is that you have to interact with people. And so I learned quickly on, I'm like, okay, the skill involved in this game is to analyze everyone's sense of humor so when it's their turn. Makes sense. The problem is you... Like, I would do clever shit with my cards, and, like, Big Black Dick would beat it out, even when it doesn't make sense. He'd be like, this system of... Or, blank is a system of government used by the Martians. And I'd be like, I don't know, some kind of, like, crafty joke, play on words with, like, red or something. And, like, Red Planet, Red Commies. Like, I do something like that. And then someone would just be like... Big Black Dick. And everyone's like, that's hilarious. I'm like...
Yeah, I'm
trapped in a room with you people for 12 hours a day.
I realize with that game, you find out how quickly...
Your friend's sense of humor is shit.
Yeah. You realize how, not just dumb, how bad their sense of humor is and how much alcohol you need in order to enjoy those friends.
I was going to say, it is like... I've noticed that the game does get better with the amount of alcohol.
But I've been able to play that game completely sober with people with a decent sense of humor.
Police officer.
I played with Logan and her family. With Logan and her family, and I didn't need booze at all. I played it with some other people who will go nameless, but I needed way more booze than necessary. Most of it was, you just throw any three cards together and ha, that's so funny, ha. It's just random.
Well, the thing that surprises me is how many expansions... You know how many expansions...
Well, you have to. It gets fucking boring real quick. I bought the game back whenever it was a little bit harder to find. I bought it, and then every one of my friends wanted to play it. So they were like, when you come over, bring it. And then I'd play it with Group A, and Group B, and Group C. And now I've played it 3 fucking times, and they've all played it once. So they think, oh, it's great and fun, and it never gets old. And then you've played it 3 times more than everybody else, and you're just fucking sick of it, because you've played it so many times. After you know all the cards, it doesn't become funny. It just becomes, oh, what card's going to show up this time? So you have to buy the expansions, otherwise it's boring as shit.
Then the biggest expansion they released was I think it was last year, they released the bigger, blacker edition. It's like, have you seen it?
No.
It's like this. It's like this big. And it's called like the Big Black Edition. It's a big.
I get it.
Penis, get it?
I do love large African American male penises.
You know what my favorite of the Nier Clumps video? It's my 2 favorite parts.
My favorite part of that Clumps video is...
Stroking the fish on his face, and 2, the penis on his face.
My favorite part of any Clumps video is when he's holding a dildo.
Yes.
Because it's every one.
He has that, like, sock puppet that's supposed to be like a sidekick kind of thing. It should be the dildo.
Yeah.
It should be.
The dildo's more iconic.
Break down, break down. Listen, break down, break down. Listen, break down, break down. Break down, break down. Let's go. Shiny.
Song of the year, Panda. That's great.
Never heard of it.
Oh, you're a lucky man. I'll play it for you right now.
So, Gabby, her game of the year was Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I love Gabby, but she has like the shittiest taste in the world and everything.
Gabby is the most baseline, like,
she's
normal.
a basic gaming bitch. I'm sorry.
The thing that shocks me about her is she will love things that are so mainstream about everything, like to the like a nauseating level, and then she'll absolutely love JoJo's, and I'm just confused as to how these things linked up.
Well, who doesn't?
I can't wait till I get to wear I gotta show you my tie.
Oh, that's what she got.
She got me the Kira tie.
Isn't it like fucking expensive?
What's that
I don't
purple
know.
thing that you got?
It's the tie. It's the Kira tie.
What is this?
Oh, it's fucking... I love it. I love ties. and I love Kira's tie. And now I have both.
My ex went to Thailand. She didn't bring back a tie, though. She brought back a hat.
I'm going to ignore that. Corey said her favorite game of the year was Pokemon Moon. Gideon's favorite game of the year was XCOM 2.
None of this is going to be in the podcast. No one knows who these fucking people are.
They're friends. That's it.
No one cares what they think.
Nobody knows who
No one cares what we think.
Nobody knows who any of us are. So,
what was your favorite game of the year?
From
I
now
don't
on.
even know. See, like, this doesn't even count. Like, for instance, the game that I played most this year, honestly, was a mobile game. Like,
was it Clash of Clans or Clash Royale?
Yeah, it was. Actually.
Did Clash Royale come out this year?
I think it did.
Your phone's ringing.
No, it's not mine.
No, it's the house phone. Answer the phone.
But like honestly, like the most game that I played, because like I played XCOM 2. I love that game, but it like died off in like a week. Like I played it like straight, like just like
yeah.
And then just
games.
like, and then I played like I enjoyed Civilization. Was it 6 or? Like love that game, but again I got burnt out within like I played it straight for like a week or two. Great game, but then it was just like.
Did Gothic Armada come out this year?
It did, but that game was released, and I really did enjoy that, and but it wasn't polished, and they're starting to polish it now.
It definitely was released unfinished.
But then there's some things about the game where I'm just like there's just some races that are extremely overpowered, and there's no matter what you can do, they're just going to destroy.
How
you.
is the Eldar not the most unfair thing?
Well, there at one point the Eldar would just be able to annihilate, like they'd be able to attack you and do massive amounts of damage, and you wouldn't even be able to get close to them.
They had like chaos range, they had crazy speed, they were durable.
So I mean, there's one game where I played against an Eldar, and they had this like death laser, and it did massive amounts of damage. I couldn't get close to them, so they'd come in real quick, do that death laser, kill me, and then they'd fly away. And then I couldn't do anything, so I retreated from battle, and I just said, I'm done until they fix this shit.
I tried to fight Eldar with the Imperium's long-range like bomb.
Yeah.
I took 2 of those ships, and it does dick damage compared to what they can do.
Like I think they're making progress, like I said, but
yeah. Well, I'm glad I bought it. I think I got it pretty cheap, so I'll go back to it every now and then.
And then, like, the other game that got released this year was Warhammer Total War, which I was kind of disappointed in because, like, it's just another. They released the game. It was okay, but then they just keep releasing expansions and they just want money for it. And it's frustrating.
They're pretty notorious for that stuff. They did that with Empire. They did that with Napoleon. You look at the DLC list, and it's huge. Do you feel like any of that DLC is warranted?
I didn't enjoy Warhammer enough for me to actually buy it. So if it was not free and it didn't come with the game, I didn't.
So some of them I feel are all right. They did it the Fall of the Samurai for Shogun 2, where they added American troops, and that was a standalone, so you could buy that by itself, which is nice. But
see, my problem with Total War is like I don't know if you've played it before, but
yeah,
the thing about Total War is I load up a game, I play one battle. Really enjoy the battle, like moving your troops and formations around, but that takes a decent amount of time. Like the battle could take anywhere from like 15 to 20 minutes to half hour, and then the battle's over, and then you go into another battle, and it's really easy just to hit that auto resolve button.
No, I agree.
But then I'm like, why am I even playing if I'm just hitting that auto resolve button every time?
When I was little, I got really into Shogun Total War, the first one, and played the shit out. I think I bought it at a gas station, and played the shit out of it, and got to a point where I just was auto finished the battle. And then I bought Medieval Total War, the first one, which I had to upgrade my PC for, because if I remember correctly, it took a 32 megabyte memory or video card, which was fucking, my IBM couldn't handle it. And that, I had the same problem. You just get tired of the battles when you're doing a campaign. A game that kind of fixes that a little bit is the King Arthur game. It's the Total War style battles, but you get magic, heroes, stuff like that. Stuff that makes it a little more interesting.
I actually, like I said, I really like the. I'm a huge fan of the Warhammer universe, just in general. 40k and fantasy. If you want to hear about it, I'll tell you about it. Rolling for days.
I really think that one game we all need to get back into is Travian.
Well, I mean, that's what Clash of Clans is.
I know, that's why.
And every time I talk to people at work, they're like, yeah, it's just like Age of Empires. I'm like, no, it's Travian, but worse.
I don't even know if you guys are kidding or not. Have you guys actually played Clash of Clans or Clash Royale?
Okay, I've never personally played it, but I have too many friends.
I've watched my cousin-in-law, my cousin's husband, play it. And it is exactly what I expected.
Well, okay.
So, I've watched Chris, Brian,
Clash
Gabby.
Clans came out a while ago.
Yes, it did.
And I'm to the point, I played it, I really did enjoy it, but it's to the point now where I have not paid, okay, I think I spent like $5 on it. I bought some gems and whatnot. And
sorry.
Fucking whale.
I spent like $5 on it, got some gems. But the thing is, like, upgrading troops, towers, heroes, it's to the point where it takes 15 days.
Well, yeah, you got to spend money on it.
And I'm now Clash Royale came out, and it was either earlier this year or last year. The thing I like about Clash Royale is that the battles can take up to 3 minutes. And it's like a game where if I have 10 minutes to kill, 5 minutes to kill, I can pull it up, load it up, I can play a game, and in 3 minutes it's going to be over.
Travian is a game that far more appealed to my... I will kill you, Josh. Back your chair up.
Why are you talking to yourself?
And Travian appealed to my taste more. And when I made a Travian account, I made Matt my proxy.
Are you serious about playing Travian again?
No, fuck no.
No,
that's not even like a real game.
my story is I made Matt my proxy, and then we both got banned because they were like, because Matt played my game more than I did. And just basically took over my entire town. So I just don't give a shit about those kind of games. Clash Royale looked a little more interesting.
It's like really shitty Chrome.
Clash Royale is a very basic RTS, and like you can play in like I said, the matches last about 3 minutes. My problem is that there's cards out there, legendary cards.
Yes, this is my problem.
And when I play against these, like for instance, I don't spend money on gems, and the people that do spend money on gems, they're going to beat me because they have better cards than me. And that's fine. It's free to play. I get it. It's just frustrating when I lose to legendaries.
But that's the reason I won't even boot it up, though. Gabby and I were watching some sort of online game top 10 list. And right off the bat, it was some arena game that looked like Anarchy Reigns, but it was a free-to-play game.
Salute to all my fallen brothers.
So now I think either, one, I can play it for free, so that's nice, but am I even going to want to play it if another guy can spend money and get an item that I can't get?
It was enjoyable for, like I said, they're releasing a new arena level, and right now it's like legendary arena, it's like 3,000.
Is it Magma Chamber?
Well, that's like, I think that's arena level 4. And I think I'm Arena 8, and they're about to release Arena 9, and then there's Legendary Arena. I'm in Arena 9. I'm going to be in Arena 9 because they're releasing this either next week or this week. And again, I'm pretty much free to play. The frustrating thing is, again, the Legendaries. And it was fun up until then.
I like card collecting to an extent. I have far less patience for the randomness anymore, which is why I can't play Hearthstone, and I don't want to spend money on those games. So unless everybody's on an equal footing with these cards and abilities and monsters or whatever, I just don't have that drive to play those games. That's my problem. I would rather pay $20 to buy into a game and potentially like it less than I would play a free-to-play game that I have to spend money on constantly.
Something about card games that I miss that I really, really enjoyed about Magic, and that Hearthstone doesn't really have, or Clash Royale doesn't really have, is collecting the cards and holding them in your hands. That's something that I miss. And just interacting with the person, that's something that I enjoyed.
Yeah, it was fun actually playing with people in person. We talked about this a little bit. No, we didn't, because it's gone now. But the internet has made it harder for... There already was a small amount of like in-person co-op stuff, and internet has made that even smaller. I guess what has replaced that is board games that have card elements. Games like Smash Up, games like Small World.
Dark Souls, the board game.
It's gonna
Why
be great.
am I here?
You're not a board game fan.
He doesn't play them, but he also really hasn't played a good one.
Here's the thing about board games. Like, I love collecting board games, but the thing is,
you have to get all these adults in one room, which is
it's also
hard.
find a hard people that, like, for instance, again, I am a huge Warhammer fan, and again, I love spending, like, I do models, paints, all that stuff, but it's hard finding people that actually do all that stuff too.
I just want to say the image everybody has right now, as you say those words, is not what you look like. Because you would have like a 6-foot long neck beard.
I did shower today.
That's you.
I actually ran 2 miles before I came here.
I'm just... Because if I close my eyes and I hear you say that, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
My wife actually got me a dragon for Christmas.
You have a wife? You have a dragon?
No, it's pronounced waifu. All right, you're not doing it right.
I like my women like I like my fighting games. 2D.
So, yeah, I like board games. I like tabletop games. I like playing D&D, but
I don't understand what the appeal to D&D is. I just don't get it.
You ever play Baldur's Gate?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ever want to play Baldur's Gate and not be restricted by what they could do with computers in 1998?
Are you guys like recording this or?
Yeah.
This is the podcast.
The podcast?
Podcast.
With you here, it certainly is.
Oh.
The podcast. Where did that come from?
Welcome to the podcast.
So, yeah, your favorite thing to play this year was Clash Royale.
Well,
Is what you're telling me? Is this why we had you?
I've been paying attention for like 30 minutes, and it just now hit me fully.
but
Hold on, we were at Subway.
Is this a casual cast?
We were at Subway after the gym, and he goes, "Man, I love white girls, the boots and the yoga pants." And then he whips out Clash Royale, and he's like, "I love this game." It's like,
I don't remember saying it just like that.
it was pretty much.
You really love living in these times, whereas I really hope humanity is not around for another 100 years.
I'm hoping for that dystopia where coffee is no longer around, and then I have to drink soy calf. All right. So, what was your favorite?
Favorite game? The game I played most this year in raw hours is probably Overwatch. It is not my favorite game. It's just replaced League of Legends and other games as something you can do to keep yourself occupied while you do other things. I can listen to music, I can listen to podcasts, I can work on stuff online, and still have all the gold medals in a match because everyone else is fucking retarded.
The only downfall to Overwatch over LoL is when you die in LoL, you have like a minute to read something.
Overwatch like 7 seconds.
In Overwatch, it's 7 seconds, and at 8, you get AFK booted. So
You can't even read a page of One Piece in that time. Believe me, I try.
well, you can't, but if you just ignore it altogether, it solves the problem.
Favorite game I had the most fun playing, a game that I'll probably continue to keep playing again and again. I want to say Dark Souls 3, but I haven't played that since like it came out.
Yeah, I didn't play the Ashes DLC either.
I'm waiting for the second DLC to come out, and then I'm going to do a new playthrough. I really enjoy my time with Dark Souls 3. I think it's a really good game, but the desire to replay it isn't there. To be fair, I sunk in hundreds of hours when it was first released.
I only beat that once, and I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I marathoned it and beat it in a couple days when it came out. And I haven't really gone back and done a substantial... I haven't beat it twice. I haven't beat Dark Souls 2 twice. I have beat Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne multiple times. Even though I don't think Dark Souls 3 is any worse than those 3.
My favorite game of the year is probably Dragon Quest 7. I just haven't gotten around to playing it yet.
It's theoretically your favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at like 400 hours, I think.
I'm really interested to see Dragon Quest Builders. When that goes on sale, I'm going to snag that up.
Is it for the DS?
3DS, yeah.
I just bought one. 3DS.
Oh. Did you buy any games with it?
Fire Emblem Awakening.
Right, you were talking to me about Awakening.
And then every time I play Fire Emblem, I'm always like, I wish this was more like Shining Force, like Shining Force 1, 2, 3.
I wish it was more like Shining Force and didn't exist anymore.
My like complaint with Fire Emblem, I enjoy the game. It's just I've noticed that like a lot of times when you do battle, like you attack somebody, you either do no damage or you kill the person, and it's vice versa. When the enemy attacks you, they either do no damage to your guy or they kill your guy.
What you typically want to do is one shot everybody the first time you go up against them, because you don't want them to retaliate. And like I told you, you said how you would have like the meat grinder, where on your turn everybody just was running into your dude and doing little bits of damage. Sometimes you have to be careful because they will like body pile you. The thing that makes Awakening broken and really easy is there's no downside to pairing up people. So in the game after that, they remedied a little bit where they make it so if you pair up a couple, they will defend each other and build up to an auto defend, but they will not attack assist. Whereas if you stand people next to each other, they will attack assist but not defend. Which is a better system, because in Awakening you just want to pair everybody up as soon as you start, because then they do bonus damage, they do multiple attacks. Ranged characters can then attack in melee or vice versa. So.
And then my parents also got me Ocarina of Time for the DS, which I'm actually enjoying playing through again.
That's unfortunate.
Why?
I was watching Solar's Link do his Ocarina of Time videos again, and this is back when I still had Twitter. Someone said it was Ocarina of Time for the 3DS was like $10, $15 on Amazon. And I was like, wow, a first-party Nintendo game being that cheap is pretty incredible. So I bought another copy because I was too lazy to find.
I remember you sent me a text and you said I bought another Ocarina of Time because why not?
Or
because fuck it, or something like that.
And so it's still at my house in the Amazon box. And I'm like, why did I buy this?
What I'm really looking forward to is playing Majora's Mask again.
There you go. I played Majora's Mask for the first time ever on the 3DS. I used a guide, and I 100%ed it. And I'll never play that game again, but I really enjoyed it.
I still have your 3DS copy, and I haven't played the 3DS version, but I do have it on the N64.
I played it and beat it back on the N64, and I really did enjoy it.
It always stressed me out as a kid because of the time.
It is a very dark game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that's why I like it as an adult more than I did when I was a kid. You also played Phantom 2040 this year. Tell us a little bit about Phantom 2040, because you seemed pretty happy with it. Oh boy, this was so obviously recorded in post.
I first found out about Phantom 2040.
Aside from saying, check out SNES Drunk.
Check out SNES Drunk on YouTube. That guy puts in a lot of work and he doesn't get the love that he deserves. He usually recommends Phantom 2040 as an underrated Super Nintendo game. It's based off the 90s cartoon about the old superhero Phantom, but he's in the future, 2040. And so I picked up the game based on his suggestion, basically. And he said it's actually really good. You just assume it's terrible because it's a licensed game and it's cheap. And it was really cheap. It was like, I think, $15-$20 maybe. Full in box. And I took it home and I played it, and it's excellent. I don't understand the story because it ties in with the cartoon. But the gameplay is basically Super Metroid. You have a grappling hook. You got a blaster. There's lots of items to pick up. And it's a good amount of hard where you actually have to think when you play it. But it's not so hard that you get frustrated and turn it off like, say, Cybernator, if you're me. I don't know if I'll beat Phantom 2040 because its biggest problem, at least for me, is it's one of those where the fuck do I go kind of games that old Super Nintendo and Nintendo games were. Where you have like a big map in these levels and you gotta like find the right doorway or hit the right switch, and I'm not really into that. I'm too old. Just give me a good old left to right or something like that.
Did we buy any PS2 games this year that were surprisingly good?
I'm sure we did. I just can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a long.
Well, it blends together whether or not we bought them this year or last year.
Has there been any game that we've bought that isn't just like good for a cheapo $7 game you find, and has actually been like, oh, oh shit, we gotta like tell everybody about this. I think you feel that way about some of them, but
yeah,
really.
I was gonna say I feel that way about certain games, but I don't think you do.
Well, also a lot of the games we bought, we know beforehand. Like, if we would have picked up Evergrace on a whim, we would have been like, "Oh, this is the shit." But I played Evergrace as a kid. I know it's good.
The one that was shocking to me, I don't think you played it at all, was Forgotten Kingdoms, the card game. That was...
The FromSoft one?
Yeah, it was fantastic. It's very Demon's Souls, which is weird.
What's Demon's Souls?
Yeah, and it was just too frustrating for me to play. I didn't enjoy it.
I love Dark Souls so much that in my brain, I think, how can anybody not love Dark Souls? It's an impossibility.
But I did enjoy watching other people play Dark Souls.
Well, I sat Corey down and I made Corey play it. And her husband and me watched her and coached her beat up to the gargoyles. And she beat both the gargoyles. And we watched her try again and again and again until she got better.
You cut off the tail?
Well, I mean, as she was fighting... Like, she would get a little bit further. And then at one point, she'd cut off the tail and then get a little bit further. And then eventually beat it. And we were like, yeah, like, awesome. You got better. The game didn't change. You got better. And she was like, no, I just feel frustrated and angry. And I'm like, it's never going to get better from there, so we might as well stop now. Yeah, I realize it's not for everybody, unfortunately.
Did you ever play the original XCOM?
I did. Or not the... Are you talking about the first one or the...
The 1993
No, I did not.
No, you should.
But that...
It's really fun.
I want to enjoy games like that, but then like I will get I have a character that I get attached to, and when he dies, I just want to reload. Like,
yeah, I get that.
But then the thought of losing a character and changing your strategy is also appeals to me.
I think my biggest problem with permadeath in games is that it often happens a lot in RPGs, and RPGs have RNG, and so a lot of times when a character dies, I feel like that wasn't my fault. I know some Fire Emblem purists or whatever be like, well, if you get in that situation, it is your fault. I'm talking about, like, if I'm going to play a game with permadeath, it's going to be that Prinny game, where you have, like, a set amount of lives, and you got to get through.
Great.
I'm sure it's great, and I like the idea, because it's a platformer, and generally, there aren't cheap deaths in platformers, except for Maximo. I brought that shit around.
I'm alright with the RNG in...
Would you say RNG?
Random number generator.
Come on, you play with Matt. How do you not know this?
You played WoW.
I haven't talked to Matt in like...
I got on LOL for just a little bit, and Matt was on, and he's like, "What's up? Like, how you like? What you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I'm actually just waiting for Final Fantasy 15 to come out."
Did he play League?
He was on League. Voice of Reason was on League.
But was he playing, or was he just staring?
I think he was just staring at it. I think Matt was trying to solve the universe and why he doesn't... Matt is too intelligent for this planet.
I don't think...
And what he's doing.
I really wish Matt did live closer. But then again, whenever I hang out with Matt, I feel like I'm just boring him, so I just...
Only I have the mental fortitude to
Matt
for more than a second.
Matt lives in the perfect location for me, because I never see Matt in person. I just play video. Matt is responsible for me staying up the most amount of hours I've ever stayed up my entire life.
Recently?
No, this is back when I was young, when I had no responsibilities.
No, I know.
I think I stayed up for almost an entire 4 days, and it was not fun.
Unhealthy.
Basically, it started with waking up in the morning and then at night playing LOL with Matt, and we played LOL all night. And then the next day I felt like crap, but I was younger. I just dealt with it. And then we played LOL that night. And this time, instead of playing LOL and going to bed, we played LOL all night. In the morning, we're both hungry. We went and got food. We got back on LOL, and we played all day. And then we played all night. And then we played all day until it was like 6 o'clock in the evening on our 4th day straight awake playing League of Legends. And we both we're seeing things, like we're not able to focus. The wall just keeps changing in my vision. I have to go to bed.
I want to know, like, League was a lot of fun, but like what drew the line where it started turning frustrating? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Morgan would be in a pissy mood, or Matt wouldn't.
I don't know,
because like there'd be some games where, like, I remember I'd be like, I was pretty much feeding. That's what I was doing. I was dying a lot.
I generally had fun.
We're still talking about Dark Souls.
I generally had fun all the time, to be fair. It was Morgan would get upset at something. Morgan gets into those moods. Seth would joke around and piss off somebody and then end up in a mood, or you would get pissed off at Seth for... See, you and Seth did the exact same things, except you would get angry at each other for doing that thing at different times. So Josh would play Volibear and run in and fucking fight 3 dudes on 1 and kill 2 of them and then die. And then he'd be like, ah.
A net gain for our fair city.
And Seth would do the same thing with Warwick. He'd run in, he'd kill 2 guys in the middle of their base, and then die.
He'd kill a guy, then ult a guy.
And then Josh would be like, Seth, why the fuck you do that? And it's like, Josh, you just did that the game before. And so the 2 of them...
Yeah, but he killed 2 people with Volibear. Warwick's a free kill. You click R on somebody and you kill them.
I guess what my thought process
was... Volibear for a while there was retarded.
The team only has one...
League in general is retarded.
The team only has one room for one retard on the team.
I know, and we had 5. Matt has a limited range he can play, but he plays it pretty well. But we would get agitated at Matt because Matt was so defensive. So if you played like an offensive team bottom, Matt wouldn't engage. He was always so defensive.
Yeah, that's right.
He was always terrified of...
he always played on a sure...
Yeah, Matt had some characters he was a savant with, but others he just... Like, when he played Ezreal, he could beat the entire team with Ezreal by himself. He was wonderful. And then me, I just kind of tried to put myself in a position, and I never really got too upset because I really didn't give a shit. And I thought Seth was funny. I thought you were funny. Matt would piss me off sometimes whenever he just wasn't doing his thing. But I played with Matt so much that I know how Matt is. And I usually would just argue with Morgan about how Sword Art Online is garbage. And Morgan would get upset and pissy. So,
yeah.
See, I enjoyed all of our groups, but a lot of the personalities in our group tend to clash. And not everybody's in the same mood at the same time. The only person I didn't like was that fucking guy that Seth and Morgan would bring in, Eric. The guy who got really pissed off. We were just casually talking about Naruto. Like, there was something I was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on in Naruto. It's really weird. Like, we weren't talking about it. That's the funny thing. And this guy's like, I can't take the Naruto discussion. And I was like, sorry. Like, it came up just a little bit. I said something about...
take your boyfriend's dick better than you take this discussion.
I said something later on. And next thing I know, he's gone. And Seth is like, yeah, he couldn't take the Naruto talk. I'm like, we weren't talking about Naruto!
Why did the Invisible Man go to jail? I don't know. For failure to appear.
Oh my god, you're fucking stupid. So my favorite games of the year.
Any game where I can shoot police officers. Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row. I got a call the other day and some guy's like, my name is Brian Davis. I'm a Baltimore City fire chief.
Why does the Baltimore guy sound like he's really angry and from Boston?
He's from fucking Quahog. Brian, pull over. I'm on the phone.
I really enjoyed Street Fighter V for the most of the year.
Oh, Christ, I forgot about that game. That's like my most hated game of the year.
I forgot it came out this year. I thought it came out last year.
Oh, I knew it came out this year.
No, it came out this year. I played it an awful lot.
Fuck you.
5 minutes.
I can make $5,000 20 minutes.
Are you talking about on the thing? Let's just...
Don't play Clash of Clans for me.
5 minutes.
With what? Why do you want my phone?
Someone talk to him.
No.
You're getting real creepy. Give me 5 minutes. Let me find out.
You're like asking questions like, so, do you have any traffic or non-traffic?
Oh my gosh. He's made it sound like that's all I do.
Hey, babe, what's your name? Oh, my name's Bubba. And what's your date of birth? Okay, stand by. I'll run you for warrants.
I really enjoyed FF15.
FIFA 15.
I really enjoyed that. I really liked Overwatch. I can't think of too much else I played this year.
Yeah,
I was pretty broke, so
I probably should have did a little bit of research for it, gamer, because all I can remember is Overwatch and Dark Souls 3.
Well, a lot of the stuff I played...
I played Half-Life 2 this year again. That was great. Still great.
I played Shadowrun Hong Kong. I think that came out this year. That was fun. It did come out this year because I played... Wait. I don't remember. Yeah, I can't... I didn't play very much this year. I didn't have any money. So that's kind of the... Played Final Fantasy 14. That's easily up there.
Well, I bought a GTX 1070 and I'm playing...
Microsoft Flight Simulator 98.
So...
You see, the problem with playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 98 is if you have dual cores, one of your props doesn't work, and so you got to go into your computer to actually turn off your other processor. Oh my God.
Can I take a guess on who you're exactly quoting? You're quoting James.
Yes! But it's for KOTOR 2.
Yes! He was talking about how KOTOR runs poorly. So you have to go into your PC and turn off one of your processing cores.
Like, sidetrack, I've noticed that James...
Is he alive?
No, is he like what? Does he think he's like Facebook has become his own personal blog? Like,
it's everybody's own personal blog.
Like, what is he thinking? Like,
James is the guy who's talking about the Death Moon, right?
Whoa, where did I go?
Yes, I told you about that.
Yeah, we got back from doing something, and Josh is like, read this. And I'm reading it, and he's like, this is the Death Moon. It doesn't have a reflection over the water, and it was captured on this time. And Errol's like, this just sounds like the camera didn't capture half of what you're talking about. And he's like, no, it's all here in the Bible, and it's here in these scriptures. And Errol goes, so your reason is because astrology? Is okay? James Dow. Mr. Nose Infection himself.
Apparently he got a new job.
He's got a hot cousin. This hot cousin syndrome's going around.
You're really all about the cousins. You should live in the south part of the county.
I don't have any good ones. So, there you go. They're all men.
Do you have a hot cousin?
No.
I think it's a yes.
I, Andrew Eisenhower, do not have any hot cousins or cousins I'm attracted to. You fuck.
Oh, man. I bet I know your movie of the year.
Go ahead.
Because it's probably my movie of the year.
Well, no, because you didn't see it, but go ahead.
I was going to say Kubo.
No. That's a great movie.
What was it then?
I saw John Wick for the first time this year. I'm fucking with you, but I did.
Well, you did.
My favorite movie that came out this year is easily Neon Demon.
Oh, yeah.
But Kubo...
A lot of people really like Neon Demon. I don't know.
Well, you didn't see it.
I didn't see Only God Forgives.
Okay, you know how Drive came out? Everyone's like, this movie's the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Neon Demon is... This movie's the shit, but for girls. And I don't mean it's like a girl movie or take a girl to see it, or if you're a girl, you should see this movie. I mean, whereas Drive was very... I don't want to say masculine. I don't want to reaffirm gender roles. But Drive was all about driving cars, honor, all kinds of... Like, that's the kind of themes. Neon Demon. If you want to just see how awful, truly awful women are, watch Neon Demon.
See, what I got out of Drive was...
Or if you want to see Keanu Reeves in an amazing role, see Neon Demon.
I took out of Drive, it was basically just a guy ruining his life completely.
Because he's a fucking cuck.
Did you see the trailer for Blade Runner?
You're talking to me.
Anybody who's willing to not look at their phone.
I was actually looking at Drive.
That's a great movie. You should see it.
You should watch it.
That's like... I've only ever seen it twice.
It says 2011.
Yeah.
Did you not listen to anything he said?
I thought you said like movies that came out this year.
Neon Demon.
He was talking about Neon Demon.
Oh.
But if you saw it for the first time this year, it counts. That's the way I feel.
I'm not going to say I don't care.
Can I borrow your gun?
Gabby's
for like 5 minutes.
Gabby's favorite movie was Ass Creed. Kubo and the Two Strings was Corey's favorite movie. Deadpool was Gideon's favorite movie. Deadpool was my mom's favorite movie. Deadpool was Kyle's favorite movie. So my whole family loved Deadpool.
Deadpool was pretty cool.
And I didn't know Mom and Kyle watched Deadpool. They were supposed to watch with me. So I'm a little bit upset now that I think about it.
What about Captain America?
What were your feelings on that?
I did enjoy it.
Did you like it more than every other movie you saw this year?
I really do like the Marvel franchise and what they're doing. So
yeah,
I mean, I liked Doctor Strange more than...
Oh, I wanted to see that, but I didn't see that.
I like Doctor Strange more, and I didn't even love Doctor Strange, to be honest. I just... The Captain America movie, the Civil War movie, was good, but it wasn't what it could have been.
I think we're at this part in the internet now where people rip on Marvel a lot. Like, oh, the villains are all the same.
There's another one, and another one, and another one.
It's like...
And another one.
It's like, yeah, you guys rip on Marvel all you like, but the reason no one fucking rips on DC as much is because no one wants to fucking talk about this because they're just fucking depressing.
Well, nobody goes to see them. They fucking suck.
I saw Batman vs. Superman because my dad wanted to see it.
I watched it because I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why I watched Batman vs. Superman, but I did. And
it's everyone's favorite movie that no one liked.
What?
I think I'm quoting CinemaSins or something.
I did not I did not like it at all. It was awful. It has my favorite superhero in it, and she's terrible. It's garbage. The whole thing's awful.
Your favorite superhero is some fucking random senator that drinks urine and blows up.
What? Somebody drinks urine in that movie?
Did you watch the movie?
I did, but all I remember
They
is...
didn't drink the urine, it was plastic explosive or something.
Shut up. So the
you know what I did really enjoy about the Warcraft movie? The one thing I did enjoy is I did like how the knights and the footmen, how they looked.
All right, but they looked like they were wearing cosplay armor.
I enjoyed it.
Do you think it would have been better if it just been CGI?
I don't know. Like, I don't like the...
No, okay, here's my problem. The orcs in the movie are the World of Warcraft, like, big, hunched-over orcs. Where originally they were just, like, they stood tall and they were just big, beefy dudes.
Yeah.
But also...
I like those big, beefy dudes, don't you?
But also, the humans were giant. The humans are huge in that game. Whereas in the movie, they're people, so they're small... Especially compared to the orcs.
Don't you fucking hate when humans are people?
But, I mean, like, in the games, you see, in Warcraft 3, they go attacking each other. And clearly the orcs are taller. But not but not by that much. The humans are giant in those games. I heard so many people say that they loved the Warcraft movie because it followed the game. And I don't know when you last played Warcraft 1. It's probably been a while. It doesn't follow that game even remotely close.
The problem is, I haven't played Warcraft 1 in so long, and when I did play it, I was really young, and...
It doesn't live up very well. It doesn't have very good pathing. It has awful interface. It's just the game does not need to be played. It just needs to be read on a Wikipedia page. That's about it.
Because it's unplayable by today's standards.
Well, Warcraft 2 has issues, but
Are
Warcraft
you quoting
2...
that guy that said Warcraft 1 and 2 just aren't fun games that works at Blizzard?
What? Man, Jesus Christ.
Did you not hear
Blizzard
about that?
says more fucked up shit.
Blizzard,
every
they had like some
single
guy
day.
found the source code of Warcraft 1, like updated, and one of the higher ups played, and he's like, "Yeah, it's just not fun." And everyone's like, well, "Release it, you fuck."
Why does he sound like somebody from DBZ Abridged?
Let's talk about Mob Psycho 100 and how it's the best thing ever.
Yeah, what's your favorite TV show of the year?
Oh, fuck you. Favorite television show?
Walking Dead.
No, anything. Like
The Walking Dead.
anything.
Can you believe Cregan? Is that his name?
Negan.
Gleason.
I don't even watch this fucking show, and I know.
My favorite television show would probably be...
Or anime. It counts as still a TV show.
You watch cartoons? My favorite television show of 2016 would probably be Better Call Saul Season 2. It's the best one. No, Better Call Saul Season 1. Of course, Better Call Saul is a prequel to Breaking Bad. Everyone that I recommend Better Call Saul to says, but I did watch Breaking Bad. You don't have to. It's a prequel. It's not important. Better Call Saul is basically, in case you don't know, is about this guy named Jimmy McGill. And he is a lawyer. He's a down-his-luck lawyer. His office is in the back room of a nail salon. And the show is about his relationships with people. I wouldn't really call it a character study so much as it's like just like a drama. But eventually he's going to become the lawyer known as Saul Goodman that we see in Breaking Bad. And one thing that I really like the show about is Jimmy McGill's a good lawyer. Like, there's no stupid... Like, some dramas might have something where it's like the character has to, like, learn something. No, he's really good at his job. He just doesn't have a lot of practitioners because he's, poor as shit. So season 1 was great, and season 1 had this great twist at the end. That it's one of those things you see it and you're like, that's so genius. I'm sure it's been done before, but I can't think of it. Like, that's phenomenal. And season 2 didn't have any like super mega twists like that, but it was still consistently well written, well acted, well shot. It's just an all around fantastic show. When I first saw Better Call Saul season 1, it was on a plane to Germany last year, and I watched it with Fargo season 1. And I thought at the time Fargo season 1 was better than Better Call Saul season 1, and I still think that. And this year when I flew to the Czech Republic, I watched Better Call Saul season 2 and Fargo season 2, and Better Call Saul season 2 is far and away better.
Pulled the old switcheroo.
They did. I was really excited for Fargo season 2 because of how excellent the first season is. And again, everyone's like, well, I never saw the movie. It's completely different. You have to watch the movie. It's its own story.
What about that movie about the Asian girl who watched the movie?
I have no idea. Anyway. But my biggest problem with Fargo season 2 is it sets up this amazing, like, murder mystery type plot, like the first one. And at the very end of the episode...
Oh, just like Persona.
At the very end of the first episode, aliens appear. And I'm like...
Wow!
And the rest of the series is pretty good. But that was so jarring to me that and spoilers, they show up again at the last episode. But it was so jarring to me that I don't...
It's like a sandwich. The murder mystery was the olive.
But isn't that, like, part of the plot?
No, the aliens aren't involved at all.
No, I mean, like, isn't the guy, like, staring at the alien when he's hit by the car?
Yes.
Does that make the aliens better?
No, I'm just saying,
all the aliens do is distract one of the characters so he can be essentially hit by a car.
And
but it's like, why would you use that as your plot device?
So it's like pregnancy and cell phones in Glee.
Yes, there you go.
Now we're speaking my language.
Now you're singing your language.
So Fargo season 2 kind of shits the bed a little bit.
I enjoyed it.
I never watched it.
Oh, you fucking watched it.
I did.
Did you like the last episode? That was neat.
Honestly, I'm trying to remember it.
I guess I'll just spoil Fargo season 2.
No, like, I watched it and I really did enjoy the season 2.
Oh, the fucking craziest part of Fargo season 2, and you might back me up on this. Remember Saving Private Ryan?
Vaguely. It's been a while since I
just watched
it
on Netflix for the first time ever. Ted Danson in the movie.
Yeah.
He plays like an army...
Oh, yeah. He's
something.
Yeah.
And it's during World War II, and he's like, I'm an army man. Anyway, he plays an older but still working sheriff in Fargo, and he has this one part in the movie where he's talking to a, let's say, a more incompetent police chief. There's some shows that do police really stupidly, like your network television shows like NCIS and Hawaii Five-0 and stuff. And there's shows like Fargo is probably the most realistic depiction of like small town police departments I've ever seen in a show. And so you have this guy talking to this other chief from like another department, and he talks about how when he was in the army, his commander was told by General Eisenhower to take his men and go on this mission, and it would have gotten them all killed. It was strategically, a well thought out plan, but it would have got them all killed. And I think he said the commander walked up to Eisenhower and told him to go fuck himself, and he goes, we didn't go on the mission, whatever. They restructured the plan. And he goes, and I send a Christmas card every year to that commanding officer for what he did. And the way he told it is really good. And I like to think that this character is the same as the one in the Saving Private Ryan. And since I had just seen Saving Private Ryan before I went on this trip, I was like, this is great.
It's coming back to me now, the shootout at the hotel.
Yeah. I guess I'll just spoil Fargo season 2. Do you not want me to?
I mean, I'm not going to watch it. And
it's a good... I enjoyed it.
It's a really good show. It's not as good as the first season.
And I didn't think I would... Like, I started watching it, and I'm just like...
What happens is, basically, you have this crime family. It's basically like a three-way power struggle between the police, a crime family, and this organized crime syndicate. And so this crime family is kind of like the local family that's always run things. They've done things illegally, and this syndicate's trying to push them out. And so the police are trying to, stop both of them, obviously. And so the very end of the series is the head of the crime family believes that this crime syndicate is staking out this hotel, and they need to go there and basically sneak attack and kill them. Well, it's actually all plainclothes police officers. And so it's this really violent, bloody shootout between plainclothes police officers and this crime family. And it's done really well. I wouldn't say there's not a lot of action in the series, but it's really well done.
It doesn't really need the action,
right? I think
it's interesting.
Like when you think of the things that happen in the season, you think of like when Ted Danson pulls that traffic stop on like the syndicate guys, and they're like in the back seat, and he's talking to like I forget the character's name, the black guy.
Yeah,
and the coolest guy on the show is this one black guy who's like a hitman, or whatever. And he basically has 2 assassins with him that don't ever talk, and he talks for him. He's this really like sharp, like silver-tongued guy, and it is really good. It's just the first season was better, I felt.
I didn't see the first season, but the thing I also liked about it is
season 2 is also a prequel to the first season.
It's the thing that I appreciate about the show is it doesn't drag on. Like, it tells a story and it's done. It doesn't like doesn't drag on just for views or whatever.
Yeah, I would recommend everybody watch Fargo and Better Call Saul. You don't have to see the source material, source in air quotes. It's its own standalone thing.
All right.
Just like Maximo. Anyway.
I mean, I don't watch TV at all anymore. And what I do watch is like Netflix or Hulu or whatever. And I think the only TV show I watched all year was
NCIS.
No, Kitchen Nightmares. I think that was it.
I think I watched more things on YouTube.
I mean, I watched anime. I watched a ton of anime, but I only watched TV. I only watched Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah, like just watch more things on YouTube than anything else.
Yeah, YouTube content has gotten to the point where I would much rather sit and watch YouTube videos than a terrible TV show. And most of them have gotten to that point. I mean, I honestly don't think of anything on TV anymore that is as gripping to me as the way 24 used to be. Something like that. Or maybe it's just I've gotten older.
Honestly, like, I'm not even looking forward. Like, I'm going to watch it, but like Game of Thrones, I'm just kind of like, I'm over that.
I watched one. Oh, God damn, excuse me. I watched one episode, and it bored me to tears. It was awful.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Of the new season.
It's out already?
No. Earlier in the year.
Oh.
I watched one episode with my mom. I think it was after the whole series, the whole season ended. I watched it with my mom, and if I remember correctly, in the very first episode, there's a rebellion in Dorne, and these 2 chicks go into this room, and they corner this guy, and they're going to fight this dude. And the dude gets ready and squares up.
Oh.
And then the chick stabs him in the back of the head.
The third one?
And it's like, or she goes, "You greedy bitch." And I immediately checked out. I looked at my mom and I'm like, what happened to this show?
I don't like...
I saw the Tower of Grey episode. That sucked.
I'm more interested, like, I feel like I'm more interested in whatever, can't think of the name of the content of the mainland. Like, I'll be honest, like the White Walkers and everything north of the Wall, don't really care about the whole dragon, what's her name, and her horse, I don't care. Like, I enjoy like the feuding between, I did enjoy that.
I mean, the thing that the show is popular for is its nudity and its action, and yet what makes it a good series is its character interactions, which have been dumbed down. I watched a lot of anime. I liked Mob Psycho. That was fun. Keijo is probably my favorite.
You like that more than Mob Psycho?
Yeah, I did. Keijo was way more fun than Mob Psycho.
You know what you guys should do is just
try and find a big world out there. Not always sitting here.
What should we do?
It's a false. You said that like 3 or 4 times now. You gotta follow through now.
You're blocking the door. You've got the power position right now, buddy.
You should find a Sega Saturn.
I bet this idiot didn't bring.
See, Sega Saturns are only like $30. They're not that expensive.
The games, however,
make you want to kill yourself. I remember. So we went to the Westchester Mall. Okay, there's this shitty hole in the wall piece of crap game store with these neckbeard piles of garbage that run it, and we go in and we start just kind of looking around, just seeing what they've got. And they're most elite. Like, we weren't welcome in their store. We weren't nerds enough to be welcome in their fucking dead-ass store. So we go in and we look about, and Josh looks at, like, their stuff, and he's like, oh, yeah, it looks kind of neat. And they're like, it took me, like, 100 hours to paint that tree. And he's like, all right, cool. Well, it looks nice. And he's like, looks nice. And I'm like, I want to leave. I want to leave because I'm going to kick over this guy's fucking gaming table and shove his tree right up his asshole. And he looks over at the Sega Saturn games, and he's like, how much is Panzer Dragoon Zwei? And he's like, $170. And Josh is like, and he's like, oh, that's how much it is. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna get that. He's like, well, it's a really rare game, so you can't find it anywhere. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. I can't deal with this guy.
Sega Saturn has a bunch of great games that
it does.
Zwei means 2 in German. What the fuck is Orta?
I don't know. It's the person's name.
It's not German.
Well, I mean, they don't follow a number scheme.
Why is it Panzer Dragoon?
It's Panzer Dragoon Saga, Panzer Dragoon Zwei, and Panzer Dragoon Orta. They're different games. Like, one of them is an RPG, one's an on-rail shooter.
Remember Xenogears?
Nobody does.
Let's talk about Xenogears.
Let's talk about the vastly superior game, X. Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Final Fantasy VIII, and then your life would be over.
FF8 is better.
8 is garbage.
You know, Noctis is what I think they wanted Squall to be. Like, a socially awkward fucking nerd.
So me.
But Squall doesn't ever have that moment in the game where he's like, fishing. So, well, I guess we'll wrap this up if you want.
There's nothing salvageable from this.
Oh, it's all going up. It's like an hour and a half worth of material. It's all going up.
Negative. You need to be positive. Everything's gonna be okay.
See, I wish Matt was here because Matt would make that like a science joke.
He'd say, "Huh? Did you know that 2 negatives make a positive?"
I don't even know what he'd say.
Oh, he would. None of us know what he'd say because it's far intelligent than we are.
I wonder what the isolation of his apartment has done to him.
I got a good chance.
Where does Matt live?
In Philly. Outside of Philly, just outside.
What? We've been for like a million times and never visited him?
He lives like 5 minutes from his job.
Yeah, but I don't even know if he'd want to go out and like do things with you guys.
No.
Let's all get a cheesesteak tonight. We're taking your car. You're driving. You're also paying. It'll be a good time.
Josh, congratulations. You're treating us to cheesesteaks.
When you speak, I hear silence. Every word a defiance. I can hear, oh, I can hear. Think I'll go where it suits me.
I'd say a naked girl, but I didn't see any of those this year.
Are you okay? Do you need a hug?